First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at these charts, and we're going to be fishing out this swing setup, that's potential swing setup. We're going to talk about the things that we see, check things off our checklist, and declare whether this is a high probability setup or not, and what needs to go right for us to get in. So this video will not be too long, and remember, this is not financial advice. This is just us looking at the charts and me telling you what, quite honestly, I'm going to be doing. And feel free to do whatever you want to do with your investing. So let's get right back into this video. All right, so this morning we're going to be looking at Apple, ticker symbol AAPL. And we all know what Apple is. We all either own Apple or know someone that owns the Apple product. So this is a high quality stock. It's one of the heavy movers in SPY, the S&P 500's ETF. So if you remember yesterday's video, we looked at a high probability setup for SPY, and we talked about our entries there and what we're going to be watching for there. And the good thing about that is that Apple similarly runs with SPY. So if SPY is normally down, so will Apple be, and vice versa. So let's look at the charts and determine what it is showing us and what will that mean for us, okay? All right, so we got the charts put up right here, and we're looking at the daily time frame. And what the daily time frame is showing us is that we are currently in this liquidity box right here. This liquidity box from about 255 up to 263, 264. Okay, so just that box alone is a pretty good move. It's a 10-point move. Points is also known as dollars. So it's a $10 move. But when we're talking in the stock realm, in the trading realm, in the investing realm, we're going to use points. Okay, so we'll be using our actual vocabulary. So let's go ahead and pull our notebooks out if we need to and write down points and what that means. Just this move alone is a 10-point move, okay? But that's not the only move we're trying to capture, okay? So we're right at a good spot in the move, okay? In the potential move, because I have not yet entered it. But we're right here at this 256 at the bottom of this box, okay? And we're testing it right now. We're going to be testing it today. You see it's 613. So this is pre-market, chart work. I was looking at this yesterday. I just randomly came across Apple. You guys know I love SPY, but I came across Apple and I looked at the chart. I'm like, this is an interesting chart. So we looked at it, and what we're going to be watching to see is buyers step in here to push price back up. And if so, if we got some volume and we got buyers stepping in, then we're going to enter here before we break out above and break out to this box, ultimately coming to our target price of about 270, between 270 and 280, right, through to previous data. But this is the key part right here, is that if we lose this box, we could potentially come down to this 251 through this 243 range, right? Which we were just in January, the end of January, and in October of 2025. Okay, so it's important that we don't just jump into the trade just because it's a great setup. We see a formula, like we're at the bottom of this liquidity box. Okay, if you wanted to scale in, okay, cool, that makes sense. Like, okay, let's scale in here, and I'm so confident that if we come back down, I'll scoop up some more there, and then I'll be able to just hold it in double. But I love to try to buy at the best price, and it's not guessing the price, not guessing the bottom. It's seeing how buyers and sellers make the markets react, right? So today we're going to be watching it. Today is Friday, so as Coach says, Monday sets the tone, Friday sets the standard. We're going to see how Apple performs. We're going to see if people are buying to end the week on some good news, on some good feelings after a couple bearish days, or we're going to see if people are still having a sell-off, okay? Either one, we're cool to play. So I plan on buying this swing out for about a month or so and just letting it ride out until we could make it back up here to the end of April, right? So the good thing about that is Apple swings aren't too much. Out to April, you could potentially get one between $700 and $1,200, depending on the strike price. Now, me, when I buy swings, I love to buy contracts in the strike price that's in the money. Okay, so what that means is basically if you see, so pre-market, let's say we're at 256.50. If I'm going to buy a contract, I don't necessarily like buying contracts that are out in the strike price of above the price that is currently trading at. So like I wouldn't want to buy one at 260 because now my break even price is higher, my delta isn't as good. So like if I were to enter at 256.50, the price being there, I would want to enter with my strike price either at 255, 252, or 250. That way I'm already in the money, and my contract has a higher delta because I love deltas over 0.5, and it'll just make my IV higher and price moves the contract faster because of that strike price, right? So those key little things are very incremental. And of course, you buy what is best for you. When you buy in the money, you know, contracts might be more expensive. Like if it's at 256 and I'm buying at the 252 strike price, then it's gonna be a little more. It might be $1,200 out till the end of April, right? So it depends on what works for you. What works for me is just buying in the money because it makes me feel safer. I like the way the contract moves, and we just in the money, right? So we're gonna be watching that. And you could also do the same thing. You could not, you know, it's all up to you. But we're fishing it out. We're fishing right now. So to summarize that, what we'll be watching for is to see, will price bounce off of the bottom of this liquidity zone again, like it's been doing a lot. You see it bounced here, ran up, came back down, tried to run back up to the EMA, lost the EMA, but came down here. And then we ran up, we came back in here, ran up after that. And then once we got to the top of this box, came back down, bounce, came back to this box, and now we're back down here. Will we bounce or will we lose this and come down to this box, and then we just ultimately end up buying down here and bouncing it back up? Either one is cool with me. Of course, I would love to buy lower, because now this is it's the same move we're timing, right? If we buy down here at 240, we're still going to be trying to take it up to 270, but by the time we get back to the bottom of this liquidity box, we'll already be so good in the money that it's like, okay, cool, like you could almost just take profit and then re-enter, or you just hold it out, you know what I mean, and thug it out. So super excited for this. I'm going to keep my eye on this. I'm still in that swing from yesterday with SPY, so they should be able to offset and correlate with each other and run together. I pray that it all works out to how I'm looking at it and how I'm seeing it. So we're just going to keep on running it up. So with that being said, that's going to wrap this video up. Told you I wasn't going to try to keep you too long today, but you know, I pray that something was said that made you find a spark for investing, right? So as I mentioned before, I'm planning something big for all of you. Of course, it's going to be for free, and my goal is for everyone to understand the future of financial world, tokenization, and things of that nature. So I'm very excited on what I'm working on. Soon, I will make an announcement or hint at it. And then once it comes out, you know, I think it's going to change the trajectory of what we're building here. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the school community. We have a lot of good deeds in there. Got a lot of great seeds in there, I should say. And yeah, send this to someone who does not know God in their life so that they could potentially become a fearless leader in Christ and be accepted into the kingdom of heaven, because that's all that truly matters in this life that we live. Send this to someone that doesn't know about investing so that you could potentially change their life and introduce them to financial freedom. Alrighty, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will be back with more videos, and I will see y'all soon. Have a blessed week.
Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at